we are very vulnerable to criticism because we simply don't know the truth about ourselves. We don't have this strong foundation that we can lean on, that can support us in the moments of turbulence, moments of unpredictability. Maybe you're playing small, doubting yourself, holding back from applying to that dream job, starting your business, asking for a raise. Self-esteem is not a magic, but it can do magic to the quality of your life. Luckily, a strong self-esteem is not a magic unicorn, not a rocket science. It's a system that can be learned. If you're tuning into this video, chances are that your self-esteem is not in sync with your aspirations. But fear not, we are in this together. There are ways to turn things around. In this video, I want to share 2 powerful techniques that will help you to strengthen your self-esteem, not fake it. That's an important difference. Make sure you watch this video until very end. I promise you will feel the difference after practicing the tools that we will cover in this video. And who I am to talk about self-esteem? Well, I'm that former colleague who was too shy to ask clarifying questions in business meetings because I thought that in this case I would be perceived as incompetent, as not professional, as an idiot, if you will. I'm also a former entrepreneur who was too shy to present myself as such because I thought I'm not creating anything important, despite the fact that my products were loved by our customers and we were featured in most recognized fashion magazines. And I'm also that YouTuber who was filming videos back in 2022 but never had courage to actually publish them because my self-confidence was not supporting me at all. Self-esteem is a very dear topic to my heart because I went through quite some dark times with my self-esteem, so I know what I'm talking about. And in this video, I want to share everything that I have learned throughout the years that helped me. And I really hope this can be helpful for more people out there, including you who is watching me right now. By the way, according to different YouTube experts, in order to make this video as engaging as possible, I need to look straight into that video camera as I do right now. However, guys, I have here a very big script that I prepared for this video because I value your time and I wanted to give you a very concentrated information. So please don't take it as disrespect when I read from my script instead of keep that eye contact. I'm not a perfect YouTuber. I admit that I'm still in the process of learning. However, I have no idea how to memorize everything that I want to share, but I decided that not being perfect won't stop me from this video creation. For the context, let's start with some theory about what exactly is self-esteem. Essentially, self-esteem is a knowledge, awareness of ourselves in relation to the world around us. It's a continuous process where we constantly evaluate ourselves against the others. And we measure ourselves on a different scales. We measure our professional skills against others, our personality traits, our looks, social roles, and why we do so. Because self-esteem isn't just some fluffy feel-good stuff. It's the engine. It's a very important driver that is regulating our behavior, our motivation, and is influencing our plans. And ultimately, it shapes our approach to opportunities, whether we are taking them or not. And also it influences how we feel about these opportunities. Here's a simple equation to measure your self-esteem. So take your ambitions and divide it by your capabilities, talents, and your experience. Ideally, this equation should give you a result of 1. If the result of this equation is below 1 or higher 1, then this is indication that you have lower or higher self-esteem. But let's face it, self-esteem, it's not some neat and tidy math problem. It's messy, it's subjective, and often detached from reality. And there are 2 important factors that are largely determining our self-esteem. First one is self-awareness, which is basically a knowledge that we have about ourselves. And the second one is external evaluation. This is the feedback knowledge about ourselves that we receive from other people. From the moment we were born, we are not yet aware that we exist. We are basically blank page, like this one. We recognize ourselves through interactions and feedback that we receive from the outer world, from the adults, from peers that are around us. For example, if I do my homework, if I behave well, if I don't argue with parents, if I tidy my room, then I am a good girl or a good boy, right? So this is the labels that I receive from the adults, my peers, that define knowledge about myself. With the time, the blank page gets filled with all different labels and all different beliefs that we gather about ourselves from this external world. For a young child who haven't yet created critical thinking skills, these external judgments, these labels, these beliefs become their only reality, the only truth. And as we grow older, these beliefs about ourselves often stick with us, shaping our perception and influencing our self-esteem. And here you might be asking, okay, that's all fun and great, but what to do? Excellent question. And the answer to this question might sound ridiculously simple. Keep rediscovering yourself. As I mentioned, self-awareness is an ongoing process. However, in this practice, in this continuous rediscovery process, there are two bad guys that we meet in this journey: established beliefs or limiting beliefs, as you may know them, and self-devaluation. These are basically our defensive mechanisms that protect our psyche from the stress of change. Our existing beliefs act in a way of map, ingrained script that are providing predictability, and with this predictability we get sense of safety. Consequently, our psyche tends to prioritize overprotection in the present moment rather than risking for some unknown benefits in the future. Throughout our lives, particularly in childhood, we learn to observe those social norms, those rules that help us navigate in this wild world. We internalize these rules as behavior scripts, assuming that if they helped us in the past, they are still useful in the present moment. If we learned in the past that it was dangerous for us to argue with our parents, to question the authorities and act against the rules, then as adults we continue the same behavior, remaining compliant with rules and with authority without desire to question them. To survive in the past, we needed to rely on those scripts, such as staying compliant, not arguing or questioning the authority. Otherwise, this would be dangerous for our well-being, or we would be perceived in a negative way. And these beliefs basically shape our perceptions and filter the information that we allow ourselves to accept. Same as coffee filters here. Also, they influence our judgments of others, leading to the projections based on our own beliefs. For example, if it is hard for me to accept as a valuable professional that is worthy of a high payment check, then most probably I will criticize someone who is asking a decent payment for their work, because in my map of the world, this is wrong, this is not right. Another example, if I don't accept something in my personal appearance, then most probably I will judge someone else on their looks as well. Because in my map, in my world, which is like this, only certain behavior and certain looks are acceptable. Challenging these deeply ingrained beliefs can be met with resistance and devaluation, both from society and from ourselves. Society fears having its beliefs questioned. Who do you think you are? They will say, and we as individuals with low self-esteem may struggle to accept praise or acknowledge our own accomplishments accomplishments. Instead, we will refuse taking credit for our great work or our great looks. If it's hard for you to accept compliments, and accept good appraisal at work, it is a strong indication that your self-esteem needs some improvement. Rather than embracing success, you may attribute it to a pure luck, to the help of other people, to the great work of your team and someone else, just not you. This way, you are denying yourself the opportunity to recognize your own abilities. This denial perpetuates a cycle of self-devaluation, and you fail to internalize and own this positive feedback about yourself. You are not giving any chance to your self-esteem to strengthen. Consequently, you remain trapped within the framework of established beliefs here, where you are not professional enough, not good enough, not pretty enough, not smart enough, or you name it. Now, I have some bad and good news for you. The bad news is that building a solid foundation of a positive self-awareness and incorporating the new experience of yourself to change a self-concept is not a quick fix. There are no magic pills, no shortcuts. This is a continuous process. The good news, though, we have the power to enhance ourselves, our self-esteem through regular and systematic self-reflection. Let's explore two tools that will help you with strengthening and improving your self-esteem. So one tool is more of a long-term shot. It focuses on developing self-awareness and cultivating mindset that allows you to recognize your strengths and positive qualities over the time. The other tool is more of an immediate boost that will help you to create a solid foundation of your true self. The first tool, the first technique is a very simple self-reflection practice, and it will take you only 7 minutes. You take a piece of paper and you write down 3 achievements that you had throughout the day or the day before if you are doing this in the morning. That's one thing. The second thing, write down 2 areas based on the experience of the previous day that can be improved for the future. We are deliberately not focusing on things that didn't work well for you, because you can do it on your own. Instead, we are focusing on future opportunities for growth. Very simple. Set aside 7 minutes, write down 3 achievements of the day and 2 things that can be improved for future. What is important is to make it consistently, turn it into a regular practice that you do on a daily basis. Please don't make it too complicated. Achievements doesn't mean you need to launch Tesla every day or you need to invent another open AI. No, please focus on a really simple daily things where you made an effort and you feel good about. For example, you managed to submit a project in time or prepare a presentation for your work, or you didn't skip a leg day in your gym. You skipped another candy and you managed to stick to your healthy eating plan. You managed to put aside your phone when you wanted to scroll or binge watch Netflix. The idea is to look for a little wins that you had throughout the day. Maybe you found a time to call a friend, to text a friend, or take a walk outside. All this count as your achievements. And I understand it might feel awkward at first, maybe a little bit cringy. I get it, I've been there, but we learn through exaggeration. So we need to learn how to put in the spotlight little efforts, our little wins. It might feel strange in the beginning. After all, you spent decades already by fixating on your shortcomings, which haven't done wonders for your self-esteem. Shifting your perspective on positives won't be easy. There will be resistance, there will be denial, but that's part of the journey. With practice, praising yourself will come to you as natural as criticizing yourself, which you already do very well. And here's how to figure out the truth about your qualities and your capabilities. For this practice, we will need a piece of paper, a lot of papers today. Start with identifying the quality or area of for your expertise where you feel the most vulnerable, where you feel sensitive and not very confident. Think about areas where you have very black and white polarized opinions. One day you feel like a champion, the other day you feel like a loser. Find the quality, the area which is very shaky for you, not stable, but you want to build confidence and strengthen your self-esteem in this particular area. So once this area is identified, you take your paper and you draw a ruler on the paper and scale it from 1 to 10. Here is my ruler from 1 to 10, not a rocket science, very simple. You have your ruler and now label this ruler with the quality that you want to explore, the quality that you want to strengthen. For my case, we can explore my confidence as a YouTuber. So I will label it. I'm naming my scale a YouTuber. This is the area where I'm not very confident yet, and I want to explore it and build my truth, my strength in this area of expertise. And you do the same, and this might be very different qualities. So if you're a manager and you don't feel yourself confident in this role, put a manager, team lead, or I don't know, if you feel yourself as a bad entrepreneur, then you name your scale as entrepreneur. Or any other qualities. If you think you're a bad singer or dancer, then you put it down on the scale. Once this is done, I need to rate myself as a YouTuber. So who I am on the scale as a YouTuber, whether I'm at 1 or 10. So 10 means high rating and 1 means low rating, right? Where do I feel myself as a YouTuber? And I say I am somewhere in the middle, and I rate myself as 5. Okay, and you do the same with your own quality, your own area. Once you have put an initial rating, we need to start exploration. For that, we need to move from the initial rating, the initial mark, to -1 unit. I was at 5, and now I'm moving to 4. So -1, and I am rating myself at 4 as a YouTuber. Here how it looks like. Once you rated yourself 1 unit lower, try to connect with your body, so to say. You need to feel how this lower rating feels for you. Do you feel comfortable with it? What senses, what feelings, what thoughts it is invoking with you when rating is lower in this area? So how do I feel as a YouTuber at being rated at 4 from 10? Well, I'm not sure. Now we will do the opposite thing. We will rate ourselves 1 unit up. We are moving from our initial mark to 1 unit up. I was at 5. Now I will be moving at 6, and you do the same based on where you rated yourself initially. From 5, I am moving to 6, and I'm rating myself at 6. It looks like this, right? So this is at 6. So we do the same. We try to feel this rating. How do we feel about being rated higher than we thought we are? You can breathe in, breathe out, shake a bit, and try to sense it. So how it feels, is it uncomfortable? Maybe you are comfortable with rating yourself even higher from initial rating, right? You can try that, how it feels. Try to explore yourself. I know it might sound weird, but believe me, it works. The point is where you feel at ease without resistance, where you feel comfortable on this scale. This is the truth about yourself, and no one else can take it from you. If you, as a manager, as an entrepreneur, you rated yourself at 6, No one can take this from you. No one can say that you are 2 or 3, because truth about yourself is that you are at 6. For example, I know about myself that actually I do feel comfortable being at 6. For me, 10 is, it's like level of Ali Abdal. I know that I'm not at that level, and I know that there is still a lot of work for me to do if I want to be like Ali Abdal as a YouTuber. But I'm fine with my own rating. Being at 6, actually, it's pretty decent. I'm definitely not at 2 or 3. If you say that I'm not ideal, I'm fine, because I know I'm at 6. I still have room for improvement, but at the same time, I'm not that bad if someone will say so. The point is not to jump from 5 to 10. Instead, we aim to find our authentic place on the scale, where you understand that while there is a room for improvement, you have your own solid foundation, you have your own solid knowledge about yourself, your truth. You are not 2 or 3. You are 6, you are 7, 8, whatever you have on your scale. And this is the fact about yourself. This is your base, your strong foundation where you can stand firmly and no one can knock you off. This exercise can be applied to both personal and professional qualities, as I mentioned. So you can take another piece of paper and explore another qualities where you want to build confidence. And this will help you to gain more clarity about yourself and build strong foundation that you can really lean on. And here's a fun fact. No one can help you to improve your self-esteem as you can do it for yourself. Words self-esteem, self-confidence have a prefix of self for a reason. Strong self-esteem does not require major deeds or impossible achievements, but it does require a routine, a systematic work of noticing yourself and noticing positive in yourself. It's not a magic, but it can do magic to the quality of your life. We are very vulnerable to criticism because we simply don't know the truth about ourselves. We don't have this strong foundation that we can lean on, that can support us in the moments of turbulence, moments of unpredictability. If you remember the movie 8 Mile made by Eminem, there was this final scene of a rap battle between the character Rabbit, played by Eminem himself, and his opponent and his rival. In this scene, Rabbit, or Eminem, appears very nervous and unconfident. The rabbit goes first in this battle, and despite everyone's expectation, he is not attacking his rival, but he starts by revealing the truth about himself, all the negative facts, information, and situation that he'd been through. When it is time for his opponent, Papa Doc, to step in this battle, he's speechless. He has no sharp words left to attack, since Eminem already disclosed all his vulnerabilities and there was nothing Papa Doc could use against him. I remember this scene very well, although I watched the movie only once. And for me, this is a great example how truth about yourself, even if it's revealed to everyone, can actually work not against you, but in your favor and strengthen your self-confidence. Thank you so much for your time. Please consider subscribing, liking this video if it was useful for you. And I have one last question for you to reflect on. What are you missing out today because of your low self-confidence? If you feel comfortable, please share your reflections down below in the comments. I read all of them. Thank you, and I see you in the next video. Bye.